All right, cool. All right, cool. So like what do you think in schools? Like, do you think there are ways that we could better prepare for situations like that? What would you change, or what do you think needs to change? Like, if you had to say,
I just feel like schools need to be more strict. Like a lot of times they'll say, "Oh, we have a clear backpack policy," but they don't enforce the clear backpack policy. Some kids can get away with having a, regular backpack or even one with the wheels on it. And those are the ones where it's like, oh, maybe the parents can't afford them, or maybe we trust this child, but you can never trust anybody too much because there can always
hmm,
be that uncertainty. So I feel like just, better precautions and better perimeters and guidelines and just, better safety measures, like doing random backpack checks. Don't tell the kids we're going to search backpacks today, because schools can do that. They don't have to have a search warrant to search through a kid's stuff. Like if they suspect something, they can search it. They could do a backpack search.
they would
So,
do that for us all the time when I was at Riverview. That's
yeah,
what I
so
hated about it.
but I feel like they need to get back to that random like checks for lockers and backpacks, especially with a growing number of threats that are taking place nowadays.
Yeah.
You just gotta be more on top of it. And I feel like, having school resource officers in the school, outside of the school as well, would help. Because a lot of times right now you just got one officer on the school property, and depending on the size of that officer can't really man that whole building inside and out.
Yeah.
So I think that's a good idea. Like we have, a resource officer, and then we have like 5 security guards. So I feel very safe where I'm at right now because there's so much security. It's a lot of hands on.
Yeah, I see. And like I'm laughing. And it's just like it's not that I'm laughing because I think that it's funny. I'm laughing because I'm realizing this is like, did I go to a ghetto ass high school?
You
When
did.
I think like it's just like I really went to a ghetto ass high school, didn't I? Because it seems so normal. Like all of the things that you're saying is like this shit should not be normal. But then when you think about it, it's just like, yep, actually, I remember the days pulling up to school where the line of buses is just way longer than usual because at the school that I went to, y'all know I went to Riverview. Oh, it is what it is. So plenty of people have said it on the podcast at this point.
Hmm.
So it will be so it will be plenty of times where we pull up to the school, right? The bus line is way longer than normal. It's already sad. We don't get dropped off in the front of the school. We don't get dropped off in the front of the school. Seniors can get dropped off at the front of the school. So they do laps. So the seniors get dropped off in the front. Then they go around the side. The sophomores get dropped off at one building. The freshmen get dropped off at another building because they don't let everybody off at the same time for whatever
Mhm.
reason. Never thought about it. Never, you know what I'm saying? I was just like, this is childish and dumb, but whatever. Never thought about it, right? And then the days when the line was like way longer than usual, even the seniors didn't get dropped off at the front. They got dropped off at another building just like we did. And it's just like, you walking into school and it's just like open your backpacks, like open your backpacks up, and they got the flashlights and the backpacks, and it's just like I'm thinking in my head at the time like this shit, like like this shit is dumb. You know what I'm saying? This shit is dumb. I'm trying to get to breakfast. Like we already only got 15 minutes. Like how I'm supposed to link with my friends? Like you know what I'm saying? Like it's just like bro, like y'all doing the whole most right now. You know
But
what I'm
that's
saying?
something that must have changed because, like, we all got off the bus in the same spot when I went there. Like, we all
Yeah.
got dropped off in the back of the school. It wasn't no different spots for different grade levels.
We had whole
But
protocols. Yeah.
yeah, that's crazy. But, I mean, at a certain point, I started to drive to school anyway, so I didn't even realize that maybe. But,
Nah, it was probably different. It was probably different because even at that point, we were wearing color coded uniforms.
oh, yeah, no, we didn't wear uniforms.
Yeah, we wore color coded uniforms. It was like if you were a freshman, you were powder blue, sophomores were royal blue, juniors were gray, and the seniors got to wear navy blue and yellow because they wanted to be able to look at you and be able to be like, where do you need to be? Like it was at that point because it was literally like it was like they looked at you and it's just like, where do you need to be? Like I used to get it. We used to get accosted because I was an honors kid, and the honors kids got separated from everybody. right? We were the only ones that got to have a normal experience because the freshmen had to stay with freshmen, sophomores had to stay with sophomores, and juniors and seniors got to commingle. But like
Oh,
everything else was kind of like split up. But if you were in honors, you were a regular student.
mm-hmm.
Everybody else got babysat.
Oh wow. Yeah, no, it was nothing like that when I was there. But you know how we had those nine buildings, buildings 2 through 9, but they called it nine buildings.
Yeah.
Like, I was just
That's true. I haven't thought about that.
I just would see like, kids doing whatever when I was there, always fights breaking out, always
Yep.
people in the office. Like one of my best friends, she was always in the office. She stayed in the office. And it would be because she got into a fight or she did
Yep.
something wrong. And I would see her when I would be doing my little office aid during period 2, and she'd be
You
like,
look like you was an office aide.
"Oh hell yeah." She'd be like, "Talisha," and I'm like, "You got into a fight?" She'd be like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Oh yeah, I don't know you right now," and I'll walk right out because we ain't finna talk. I don't know you. You get in
Yeah.
trouble. Like we ain't cool right now. But like that's my girl. Like I love her to death. We best friends. We still cool after all these years. Like that's
Yeah.
a true friend for real. But
Yeah.
yeah, it was a lot that used to go on in those 9 buildings that didn't have one that existed. But it's still that way. And it's still
Yeah.
yeah. But
Yeah. What's the building? I think building one might have been our building. It was band building, I think, wasn't it?
no, I don't think so. Building 1, I thought was that empty space that was next to building 2.
I
Like
thought that
maybe it
was the
just
library.
no, that was the library. No, girl, it was actual space right there, just empty.
Oh,
And
they
I thought,
filled it. They filled it for us. It became the library because it was
oh,
new.
oh,
It
excuse me.
became the library. But I was in building nine. All the honors kids were like quarantined in building 9. They tried to keep us away from everybody else in the school. And it's just like, gosh, like, oh, my school was truly ghetto. I never knew that though. Like, you know what I'm saying? I never knew that though. It's just like, but when you think about the different things that we had to go through in order to the different things that we had to go through in school, it's just like actually some of this stuff is just not normal.